All right, let's finish up this painting of Moses, Aaron, and Hur, the Amalekite battle. This 30 by 40 inch canvas I've been working on for a very long time. I want to show you today the last few nuances in this painting, and then we're going to sign it. Or I should say I'm going to sign it, but you can watch as I sign it and I guess join the party. So this is where we're at right now, and yeah, it's very, very close. So I think I just have a few more nuances to go, but if you haven't seen this painting before, you know, Moses, Aaron, and Hur are up on this hill. It's called the Battle of Rephidim, as recorded in Exodus in the Bible. And basically the Amalekites came out against Israel after they left Egypt and started to attack them. And so Moses, had Joshua fight against the Amalekites, and as he had his arms outstretched with his staff held high, they were winning the battle. But when his arms were lowered, then they started to lose the battle. And that staff was a sign of his connection, his strength to God, and he could only hold it for so long before his arms got tired. And so they decided to have him sit on a rock, and Aaron and Hur, his friends, were next to him, holding up his arms, anchoring him so that he could continue to have the staff upraised and prevail in battle. And as I'm recording this here, boy, there's a lot going on in the Middle East right now, and there are still people today that are coming against God's people and attacking them, and how we need to pray. Just pray for these people, pray for Israel, pray for God's people, and also to pray in our own lives for His strength and His help when we need it. And I've been thinking about, what am I going to call this painting? And so I still haven't quite settled on a title yet, but we'll see if it flows out. I'm thinking maybe the Lord is my strength, or the Lord my strength and my banner. I'm not quite sure yet, but let's do a little painting here, shall we? I'm going to just, like I say, do a few nuances, kind of tighten up a couple of areas, and that's how I finish my paintings. I kind of skip here, there, and everywhere, and just look for any missed opportunities to, any areas where, missing perhaps some contrast, and I just will maybe go in and add that. See if there's any nuances that I need to put in a couple of areas, or any areas that just look unfinished. I had this painting on display a little while ago at my art show, even though it wasn't finished, but most people told me they thought it was finished, and that was encouraging. Even though I didn't have it finished, they're like, well, what else do you need to do on it? So that's good. When you get to that kind of point in your painting, then like the rest of it's just kind of icing on the cake. Just adding a few nuances to the rocks. I've been checking, like the areas like the hands and everything, and trying to make sure I have the darker shadows where they should be, like on Moses' wrists and everything. That's important, and I guess you might not be able to see that here with the camera the way it's at. Let's just work a little bit on the soldiers in the back and just kind of tighten up a few areas there. Filling in, there's like a couple areas where the glazes are a little bit sketchy looking. You put down your first glaze and it just, you can see through it. It's a little rough, and I just like to fill it in with a bit of a semi-opaque glaze. So I start adding white into the mix. I've got raw umber dark and a bit of raw sienna, burnt sienna, and a little bit of pyrrole orange, I think. And I just start to fill those areas in and just kind of smooth out some of these nuances that are a little bit off. So we're going to do that, and just get it really, really close to being ready to sign. A couple nuances on the rocks here. Tighten up some of the shadows there. Okay, let's zoom out just a bit. And this camera setup here, the way I have it, is not absolutely ideal. This is not positioned perfectly for the painting, but it's what I have to work with. And I add a little ultramarine blue to this raw umber dark kind of glaze, and just a touch of Indian yellow, and we'll make kind of a dark greenish hue that we can use to just kind of fill this right side in of his shoulder. Let's just warm that up with a little bit more Indian yellow. And again, I just want to get that green on the other side there. Alright, that's good. And then, wipe off my brush for a second, and I'll just add a little bit of raw umber dark, and titanium white, ultramarine blue, a little bit more titanium white, a little bit more ultramarine blue, and we're going to just put a bit of a nuance on the hair, get a little more depth on that right hand side. I'll zoom in, hopefully we'll be able to see that with the camera. Just getting a little more depth in here on the hair. Alright, and a little bit right there as well. There we go. And just kind of shade that in just like that. We're going to add a little bit of glazes to the rock here, so we're again just kind of skipping around in a few different areas, just kind of warming up that transition point where we've got the gradation taking place. The dark area going into the lighter area, just adding a few warmer tones. It just tends to really enhance the look, kind of makes it pop just a bit more. Okay, and I think with that I'm going to sign the painting. Oh, I might just call this "The Lord is my strength and my banner," even though it's not entirely a phrase in the Bible. I mean, it does say "the Lord is my strength" in one verse, and it says "He is my banner" in another verse, so I think we could put those two things together. But I think I'm going to sign it on the left-hand side because there's more visual weight on the right-hand side with those rocks. And it just feels like it's a bit more open on the left side, so I choose to sign it on that side to balance things out. So maybe somewhere right around here we'll sign it. I will choose a darker color. Probably take some burnt sienna. And just kind of mix this with this green and get something that's just kind of a nice neutral color. And then I'll need to make sure I have the right brush handy for this. Get my script liner brush. Okay, this one here, this really, if you can see it, it's got a nice sharp point on it. It's a size 1, but it's just gets to a really nice point, and it holds a lot of paint because it's so long. And I like to kind of get it wet, and I like to make sure my paint on my palette is very, very fluid. So just spray it a little bit, and then let's sign it. Yep, right here will be good. Let's see if I can zoom it in on that part. I'll have to have it out about that far, I think, to be seen. Fortunately, I can't zoom it in as much as I'd like because of the way the camera armature is. It just will not zoom down. But got to get a sense for what's going on. I just like to sign my name the same way I sign like paperwork or checks or whatever, just a little bit neater. And I don't want my signature to be too big, just, you know, just the right size. I put the year in too, so I know when I painted it. There we go. Yeah, so I don't know if you can see that signature. I can get the camera to aim down here. Really zoom in. There it is. There it is. So we have it all signed. And that's it. That's it. So here the painting is finished. What are we going to call this? I don't know. You could suggest a title, but I'm thinking the Lord is my strength and my banner. Or He strengthens my arms. I don't know. I'm kind of liking the Lord is my strength and my banner. A lot of times the titles for my paintings just you know, boom, they just arrive so quickly. I don't know where they come from. I guess from the Lord. Other times I kind of have to think about it and really work at it. But that's what I'm tending towards. The Lord is my strength and my banner. I was actually reading the passage in the Bible just to really get the idea of what to call it. And in the original passage, that's what it says. So anyway, it says the Lord is my banner in Exodus chapter 17, verse 15. Alright, well, thank you for watching this video. Thank you for following along in this series of this painting. It's been a long time, as you know, but it's finally finished. So I can tell the client, show them the proof image of it, hear back from them, and ship the painting out, Lord willing. But anyway, thank you so much. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to this channel for more videos like this, and check out my other tips, tutorials, and videos at realisticacrylic.com. I'd be happy to share more with you there. All right, well, thank you so much. God bless, and we'll talk to you soon.